Hello, welcome to this grammar section. We're going to talk about phrasal verbs. We're going to focus on cases where an object can come after the particle or between the verb and the particle. For example, the verb to bring up. I brought up my children by myself. I brought them up by myself. Object phrases tend to be put after the particle, while pronouns are often placed between the verb and the particle. As you can see there, I brought them up by myself. We put the pronoun in between the main verb and the particle. Okay? Let's see, we can find an exception in the verbs to call back and to show around. The object is always located between the verb and its particle. For example, I'll call you back tomorrow. I'll call you, the pronoun in between, call you back tomorrow. I'll show you around the house. I'll show you around the house. Okay, so we put it in between. Now we're going to see examples of transitive and intransitive phrasal verbs. Transitive is when they can be followed by an object, and intransitive is when they cannot be followed by an object. Take a look at the phrasal verbs here and in the following slides and try to remember what they mean. You may have heard a lot of them before, but let's go over them because it's very good for you to learn these phrasal verbs. They're very common and come up constantly in English. We have, for example, to bring up, meaning to raise, to look after until adulthood. To carry out, meaning to act upon something. To call off, to cancel. I've called off the meeting. I've cancelled the meeting. To clear up, to make something tidy, to improve something. To fill in, meaning to complete by writing or to take someone's place. To fill in for a person. To find out, to learn about something, to discover something. To give away, to make a gift of something or to make something known. Her face gave her away. Okay, so her expression gave her away. To give up, meaning to stop doing something, to stop trying to do something. To hold up, meaning either to rob or steal something from a person or to cause delay. I was held up because of the traffic. To knock out, to make a person unconscious. To leave out, to not include something, to exclude something. To look up, to find information, or to appear better. To make up, to invent, or to make friends again with somebody. We made up after going out for a drink. We made up after going out for a coffee, for example. Now, here we have some more. To pick up, meaning to collect. To put aside, to save something. To put off, meaning to postpone on the one hand, or to make someone not want to do something. To put up, to provide accommodation for somebody. To show around, to give a guided tour of a place. To take over, which can mean either to buy a company or to take someone's place. I took over from managing that company. So I took over from somebody else. To take up, to start a hobby. To tear up, to tear into pieces. To think over, to think something over. To take into account, to consider something. To try out, to use something for the first time, to do something for the first time. To turn down, to refuse an offer. To wear out is to make something tired, okay? To work out, to find a solution. And now let's have a look at some examples of intransitive phrasal verbs. Now, these are the ones that don't admit the object, remember. For example, to break down, to stop working, to break out, to begin suddenly, to come out, to be published. The book is coming out next month. It'll be published next month. To draw up, to come to a stop, or to write a legal document. I'll draw up the contract, for example. To fall out, to quarrel, okay? To fall out with a friend, to quarrel with a friend. To get away, to escape. To give in, to stop fighting against something or someone. And let's see, here we have more examples. To go off, meaning to explode. To look out, to be cautious about something. To set in, to arrive and stay at that place. To show off, to behave to attract attention. To take off, to leave the ground. An aircraft takes off, it leaves the ground. To turn up, to arrive often unexpectedly, or to increase, okay, in its transitive form. And wear off, to become less strong or disappear. And that's all for now. Okay, bye-bye.